optics and about basic optics. What you have to focus in this section is the section that are differ from by the frequency and wavelengths. And this section is visible spectrum, which man can see. And as you can see in this page, there is no silicon and germanium in the standard of the indirect band gap. We usually use indirect band gap. And for optical process, for absorption step, carrier absorbs energy, and it will jump to the conduction band by like a summer excited. And for spontaneous emission, there is no energy given to the carrier, but it drop down to the balance band, and by doing this operation, the light and thermal heat will gonna really emitted. And for stimulated emission, it has outer stimulation. So if the energy is given, the carrier will gonna disappear, jump up to somewhere. And this is generic photodiode. But this is not that important. And for this section, we have learned about absorption coefficient. Absorption coefficients of some semiconductor materials, the indirect gap materials, are shown with a broken line. And if the direct materials are getting larger, the thermal absorption will be efficient. Somewhat could be also called as a good device, but it is very, very expensive. So we use this device in industrial space or military. And for energy band, indirect band gap has emission of thermal energy, and at this point and this point, if you want to bring this point to the valence band here, there will be thermal energy emission. We call this parameter delta K. And for solar cell, it operates like this graph, and it increasing light intensity, and this is the open circuit voltage, and it increase reversely. And this is solar cell structure. And this is the structure of LED. It is same as like PN diode. We operated this by give forward bias. Each mechanism is quite simple, quite same as the PN diode. and there is some of the stage that are capturing the carriers and holes. For this picture, it is a double heterostructure LED PN diode. The potential wells for electrons and holes capture carriers, and by this increase the probability of recombination. And for the B picture, it is the K diagram remind us that K must also be conserved, thus LEDs are usually made from direct gap materials. And this is about the OLED. OLED is most widely used in the mobile phone industry, and the OLED is an abbreviation of emitting light emission diode. And for the emitting device, we usually use carbon and oxide. And for next page, we study about active matrix and passive matrix. And for active matrix, we use active matrix to the AMOLED, and passive matrix is like an array device. And it was my last week's brief what we call it was last week's lecture, and thank you for listening.